Biography's look at Sam Giancana continues on A&E. In Cuba, the mafia's client state, Fidel Castro had seized power, closed the casinos, and thrown out the mafia.
Then the temper of the throng changed, and an ugly mob ranged the streets. Its prime targets, the symbols of the overthrown regime.
Giancana had lost millions.
The homes and...
Giancana had reason to be confident in his relationship with the U.S. government. The CIA reportedly had invited him to take part in a bizarre plot to murder Fidel Castro. The mafia were the fall guys. If the operation was discovered, they, not the government, would take blame. The prize, the return of their Cuban casinos. The idea was put to Johnny Roselli, Giancana's man in Hollywood, by a CIA contact.
He thought I was kidding at first. Then he became stupefied. And after a few more drinks, he knew I was telling the truth.
At a meeting in Miami, Roselli and his boss, Sam Giancana, agreed to kill Castro.
I became convinced very early on that both Roselli and Giancana were doing this as good Americans.
Giancana brought in his ally, Santo Trafficante, the mafia chief of Florida. Secretly, Trafficante thought the whole thing was crazy, but hoped to squeeze money out of the CIA. Panicked by Castro's communist ties, the CIA's Health Alteration Committee came up with lethal viruses and poisons so the mafia could kill him without trace.
Dr. Castro, what do you think of your reception here?
They had exploding cigars and chemicals to make his beard fall out.
They convinced me that we were involved in a just war. It was imperative that Castro be eliminated.
Giancana and his CIA friends stayed at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach. They had caviar flown in daily.
I was putting myself in a terrible position as the sole conduit between the underworld and the United States government.
The government told Giancana some of its deepest secrets.
Cuban exiles are evidently
Miami seethed with intrigue.
All day they've been
The CIA was planning to invade Cuba with an army of Cuban exiles.
Exile sources say
It persuaded Castro's former mistress to go back to Cuba and slip poison pills into his drink. But once in Cuba, she lost her nerve. The CIA's invasion of Cuba failed too. Fearing exposure of America's involvement, at the last minute, President Kennedy called off the U.S. air cover the invaders had been promised. They were arrested or shot. Mafia chiefs, like the defeated Cuban invaders, were infuriated by Kennedy's empty promises after the fiasco.
I can assure you that this flag will be returned to this brigade in a free Havana.
Kennedy blamed the CIA for the failure. The CIA and the Mafia blamed him. Sam Giancana was bitterest of all. In his worst nightmares, he had never expected Bobby Kennedy to be made Attorney General. Instead of thanking him, Kennedy was furious the CIA had used a gangster in a secret operation. Far from going easy on organized crime, he set out to destroy it.